Welcome back, everybody. Today's deep dive is going to be something a little different. Yeah. We're going to be looking at a Tamil poem called Hymn 15.
All right.
And it's all about this spiritual journey, towards truth and divine wisdom and all that. Mm-hmm. It's amazing how a poem from so long ago, can still speak to us today.
Yeah.
About this universal kind of search.
Yeah.
That I think we're all on in some way,
Absolutely.
But what I find really fascinating are these ideas about a rare elixir.
Yeah.
And how the divine is like dancing within us.
Yeah, you've hit on some of the most intriguing parts right away.
Yeah.
The poem starts with a really powerful statement.
Yeah.
Truth itself is all philosophies and teachings. And that kind of sets the stage for this exploration of what truth really means. It's like the poet is saying that no matter what path you follow, the core essence is always the same.
Yeah, I like that. It reminds me of how people can have such different beliefs, but still there's this common thread connecting them all.
Absolutely.
But instead of looking outward for that truth, the poem really stresses that it comes from within.
Yes.
From our own personal experience.
Right.
Have you ever had one of those moments of a sudden clarity?
Oh, yeah.
Where something just clicks inside you?
Absolutely. Those aha moments are like glimpses of a deeper understanding.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that Hymn 15, it doesn't just say that the divine is within us.
Right.
It uses this incredibly vivid imagery of the divine dancing in the eternal assembly.
Wow.
As if everything is in constant motion.
So it's not just that the divine exists, it's active.
Yeah.
Even playful. Yeah. What do you think the poet meant by that eternal assembly?
That's a great question. It could refer to the cosmos, the universe itself, where everything is interconnected and constantly changing. And by describing the divine as dancing within this assembly, the poem suggests a kind of dynamic energy, this ever-present force that's driving creation.
Okay, so I'm starting to see how this dance is more than just a metaphor.
Yeah.
The poem is giving us this really unique perspective, like a peek behind the curtain of existence.
Yeah.
And this active image of the divine makes me think about the poem's description of Nithya Pari, the perfect one.
Yes.
Could you tell us a bit more about that name and what it signifies?
Nithya Pari is fascinating because it gets to the heart of how the divine is perceived in Tamil religious traditions.
Okay.
You see, giving names to the divine is a way of understanding its attributes and qualities.
Okay.
In this case, Nithya Pari suggests a divine being that's absolute and unchanging.
So perfection in this context means being complete and unwavering. It's like this name is pointing to the source of all things.
Yes.
The ultimate reality that exists beyond all the change and movement we see around us.
Exactly. And what makes Hymn 15 so compelling is that it links this idea of Nithya Pari, this perfect and unchanging divine, with the dynamic image of the divine dancing within the universe. It suggests that even though the divine itself is unchanging, its actions and manifestations are constantly unfolding.
That's where the rare elixir comes in, right?
Yes.
The poem describes the path to spiritual realization as drinking from this elixir, which grants a kind of immortality.
Right.
I always thought about immortality as a purely metaphorical concept, like leaving a legacy behind.
Right.
But the poem uses such vivid imagery.
Yeah.
The rare elixir, the divine dance.
Yeah.
Do you think it's suggesting a more literal form of immortality?
It's certainly possible. Think about how Tamil spiritual traditions view the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Perhaps the rare elixir represents a liberation from this cycle. A transcendence of the limitations of our physical existence.
So immortality could mean achieving a state of timeless awareness.
Yeah.
Emerging with that eternal aspect of the divine.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
And it connects back to the idea of the divine dancing within us.
Yeah.
If we can tap into that source, that eternal wellspring within, perhaps we can transcend the boundaries of our physical selves and experience a more lasting form of existence.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the poem's inviting us to join that eternal dance and become one with the rhythm of the universe. But it also acknowledges that this is a rare achievement.
Right.
A rare elixir indeed.
That makes me wonder what exactly this path to to spiritual realization looks like.
According to hymn 15.
Right.
Is it about specific rituals
Right.
or practices,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
is there something more universal that the poem is pointing to?
On the idea of a path, because hymn 15 isn't just about these abstract concepts. It offers very practical guidance.
Okay.
One of the key lines that struck me is this:
Okay.
the divine resides within my soul,
Wow.
making me realize the eternal truth.
Powerful.
It's such a powerful statement
It is.
about the direct experience of the divine.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And it suggests that maybe the path isn't so much about external actions, but about cultivating that inner connection,
Exactly.
that awareness of the divine presence within each of us.
Yes.
It reminds me of practices like meditation,
Right.
where the focus is on quieting the mind
Exactly.
and connecting with a deeper sense of self.
That's a wonderful connection.
Yeah.
Many spiritual traditions emphasize the importance of inner stillness and contemplation as ways to access this divine presence.
Okay.
And what's fascinating is that hymn 15 goes a step further
Right.
and links this inner realization to outward action.
Interesting.
It urges us to
Okay.
think, live, and speak with positive intent.
Wow.
And to avoid all negativity.
So it's not enough to just have these profound inner experiences.
Right.
We have to actually live them out in the world.
Precisely, the poem seems to be saying
Okay.
that true spiritual realization
Mm-hmm.
involves aligning our thoughts, words, and actions
Right.
with that inner truth we've discovered.
Okay.
It's about embodying the divine qualities of
Yeah.
Nithya Pari, that completeness, purity, and unwavering truth in our daily lives.
So how do we actually do that?
Yeah, that's a great question.
It's easy to say think positive,
Right.
but life throws us curveballs all the time.
Yeah.
How do we stay connected to that positive intent
That's
when
where
things get tough?
the real challenge and the real growth lies. Okay.
The poem doesn't offer any easy answers.
Right.
It doesn't say that life will be a breeze
Yeah.
once you've tasted the rare elixir.
Right.
But what it does suggest
Okay.
is that by cultivating a positive mindset, we can approach challenges with more resilience and grace.
Yeah.
We can choose to see the opportunities for growth,
Right.
even in difficult situations.
It's like the poem is encouraging us to become
Just
more conscious
ridiculous.
creators of our own reality.
Yeah.
Not in some magical sense.
Right.
But in the sense that our thoughts and actions really do shape our experience of the world.
Exactly. And this idea of conscious creation
Yeah.
aligns beautifully with another powerful theme in the poem,
Okay.
the importance of avoiding negativity.
Right. It's not about pretending that everything is perfect.
Right.
But about choosing not to dwell in negativity, not to let it consume us.
Yeah.
I can see how that would be crucial for
Well,
staying
that's-
connected to that inner truth.
Yeah.
That source of positive energy that the poem keeps pointing to.
Yes.
But avoiding negativity doesn't mean
Right.
you've hit on
Ignore real problems.
right and an important nuance.
Okay.
Hymn 15 isn't advocating for some kind of naive optimism.
Right.
It's more about recognizing
Okay.
that negativity often amplifies problems rather than solving them.
Yeah.
It clouds our judgment,
Yeah.
drains our energy,
Right.
and prevents us from seeing creative solutions.
So it's about acknowledging challenges
Exactly.
without letting them define us
Yes.
or dictate our actions. It's about consciously choosing
Right.
a more positive and empowered perspective, even when things are tough.
Precisely. And remember, the poem emphasizes not just positive thinking, but positive speaking as well.
Okay.
It urges us to use our words wisely, to be mindful of the impact
Right.
our words have on others.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up
It is.
in gossip complaints or negative self-talks.
Right.
But if we're really trying to embody that
like that.
divine dance to radiate positive energy out into the world,
Yeah.
then our words become an essential part of that.
Think of it this way.
Okay.
If the divine is constantly dancing within the universe, creating and transforming,
Right.
then our words can be like tiny notes
Okay.
in that grand symphony.
Oh.
By choosing words that uplift, inspire, and encourage,
Yeah.
we're contributing to the harmony of that cosmic dance.
Okay, I love that image.
Yeah.
It's like we're all part of this grand orchestra.
Exactly.
And the quality of our music depends on the notes we choose to play.
And as hymn 15 reminds us,
Right?
each of us has the power to choose those notes
Yeah.
to shape the music of our lives and the world around us.
Wow. This has been such a mind-blowing deep dive.
It has.
Hymn 15 really packs a punch, you know?
It really does.
It's like a roadmap to a more fulfilling life. One where we're not just going through the motions.
Right.
But actually taking part in this cosmic dance.
It truly is a remarkable poem.
It is.
And, this is just one example of the richness and depth of Tamil poetry and spiritual literature.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole world of wisdom out there waiting to be explored.
It makes me wonder if we were to zoom out a bit.
Yeah.
And look at the big picture. What are some of the key takeaways from Hymn 15 that we can carry with us?
I think one of the most important takeaways is that truth isn't some distant concept.
Right.
It's something we can experience directly within ourselves.
Yeah.
The poem reminds us that we have the power to access that inner truth through introspection, contemplation, and practices like meditation.
And it's not just about passively receiving that truth.
Absolutely.
Right. Hymn 15 challenges us to embody it, to express it through our actions, our words, even our thoughts.
Exactly. It's about aligning our entire being, our inner and outer worlds, with that divine spark within us.
Powerful stuff.
And remember, the poem uses the image of the divine dancing to show us that this isn't a static process. It's a dynamic, ever-unfolding journey of growth and transformation.
So it's like we're always learning to dance to the rhythm of the universe.
Right.
Becoming more in tune with its harmony and beauty with every step we take.
Beautifully put.
Yeah, and I think another key takeaway is that this journey isn't a solitary one.
Right.
Hymn 15 reminds us that we're all interconnected.
Yes.
Part of this grand eternal assembly. Our actions, our words, even our thoughts have an impact on the world around us.
It's like we're all contributing to the choreography of this cosmic dance.
Right.
And the quality of our individual movements affects the beauty and harmony of the whole.
Exactly. And by choosing to cultivate positive intent, to speak and act with kindness and compassion, we're not just improving our own lives. We're contributing to a more harmonious universe for everyone.
Yeah.
So for our listener out there, what would you say is the most important message
I would say this:
they should take away from this deep dive into Hymn 15?
Remember that you have the power to connect with the divine within you.
Right.
To tap into that source of truth, wisdom, and positive energy.
Powerful.
And once you've tasted that rare elixir, don't keep it to yourself.
Okay.
Share it with the world through your actions, your words, your very presence.
Wow.
Become a beacon of light, a force for good in the grand dance of the universe.
What a beautiful and inspiring thought to end on.
Yeah.
This deep dive has given me so much to think about.
It's amazing.
And I hope our listener feels the same way.
Yeah.
If you're intrigued by what we've explored today, I encourage you to seek out more Tamil poetry or other spiritual traditions that resonate with you.
Absolutely.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep dancing to the rhythm of your own unique truth.
Beautiful.